Hello and welcome to Growing and Eating Plants in Yoga Pants at my yoga barn. My name is Rebecca Birdwell and welcome to my garden. Today we are going to talk about feeding your plants. Some of my friends that I've talked into having a garden are shocked when I tell them, have you fed your plants? They were like, what do you mean feed the plants? So we all know that plants need water and they need sun, but they also need food. So here in my garden, we provide that food, which we'll call it nitrogen, in 4 different forms. One is compost, one is animal manure, the next one is cover crops, and then finally a store-bought fertilizer, organic of course, either in liquid form or a granular form. So let's talk about the different types, and I've been doing an experiment and I want to show you guys the difference in 2 of the types. It's pretty amazing. So if you have not watched my other video on composting, you probably should, so that you'll know how to start building your own compost pile to use in your garden. So we won't go look at that in this video. We'll start right here in this area. So you notice right here in this area, this area is the same shape as the chicken run. Now the reason that is because the chickens were here and they pretty much tore down the soil and put their droppings here and added a lot of nitrogen to this area. I moved their coop and their run over and planted in this area. I didn't make any additions to the soil. I didn't put any compost. I just started planting. So this is corn. So I wanted to show you, this is one of the tallest ones here. This corn, and I'm measuring up to where the stem meets the leaves and basically the leaves fall out. This corn here is 9 inches. Remember that, because we're going to look over here now. So if we look over here, this area I planted a cover crop of rye. That's what the tall grass is here still left. And what's been smushed down I'm using as a living mulch. This rye, what it does as a cover crop is it pulls nitrogen from the existing soil up to have it easily accessed by the plants that you plant in it or around it. You can till it in, or you can do what I did and just kind of plant in it. This is the first time we've done a cover crop, but I want you to notice. So I planted those corn seeds on the same day. And if you notice the difference just in the color alone, this is one of the better ones in this garden. This is kind of yellow. Those are really green. And if you notice this one, this is the tallest one in this group. 6 inches. So planted at the same time, but with different sources of nitrogen, that side did way better. And for those of you that may be grossing out on the chicken poop, I don't know, it's working. So the last thing is actually buying some fertilizer. There's 2 types that you can buy. There's a liquid and there's a granular. And please, please, please only buy organic. And I'm gonna say it because it's my video. Stay away from Monsanto and stay away from Miracle Grow. And if you're asking me why, just Google it and then make your own choice, but that's my opinion. So let's go this way. So what I've done over here is, if you watched my previous video on planting tomatoes in Central Texas, we planted some Sun Gold cherry tomatoes. And I told you in the video that I was going to give them a boost and water in some fertilizer. During that process, I added in compost already. And when you first plant, you want to kind of give your new transplants a boost, because they use energy to grow. They've grown from a seed, they've used the seed energy, but then they need another additional boost. So what I've done is I have a liquid fertilizer here, and I don't have any granular fertilizer. And since we are in the COVID-19 shelter in place, or stay at home guidelines, I'm using what I have. So right now what I have is the liquid fertilizer. Liquid fertilizer only lasts about 2 weeks on your plants, but it's really easily accessed by the roots because it's liquid. You can also foliar feed with your liquid fertilizer, which means you put it in a spray bottle and spray it on the foliage, but never during the sun. You never want your leaves wet on a sunny day, or even, I would say, a day that has sun, which is every day. I would do it late in the evening or early in the morning. You don't want to burn your leaves. So we will be fertilizing in the ground today. And what the directions on this say is 1 ounce to 1 gallon. I have a bucket here, a 5-gallon bucket, and I have found something that is about 5 ounces. So what I've done is I've poured this in here and then this in here, filled it up with water and stirred it. So this is ready to feed the plants. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and see how it's a different color. It's dark, and I'm going to just water in around my plant. Again, trying not to get the leaves wet. You don't want the leaves in this. And just using it as a watering. Water it pretty good. I mean, you're going to give a lot. You know, don't be stingy with at the beginning, because they need it. And we want really pretty sun gold tomatoes because we want to eat them. And you see how the water's kind of running? You know, that's why I'm pouring it kind of slow. I'm trying to keep it just right around the plant. So that is how we're going to continue with the rest of the tomatoes down this row. I'm actually going to go ahead and come in, since these corn plants over here seem a little like they need feeding. I'm going to go ahead and feed everything over here. I'm probably going to feed the rest of the garden. I fed the first garden yesterday. So you're watching Growing and Eating Plants in Yoga Pants at My Yoga Barn. My name's Rebecca Birdwell. If I don't see you in the garden, I'll see you in the kitchen, or I'll see you on the mat. Thanks for coming.